Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. Yes, here I am, I'm back, yeah, with another little haul. And it's embossing folders, and I've got 3, which meant I got free shipping. And that's probably why I got 3, but I do like them. So the first one I got, these are 3D ones, is this kind of trellis design. And I haven't embossed this one yet, because what I want to do with this one is I want to be able to stamp. Either stamp or use a stamp paper and run it through and then ink it. But isn't that great? Look, you can see. Look at how deep that is. Ooh, yeah. I really like that. That's a great one. Harlequin diamond trellis. So these are, you know, like standard embossing folders for anyone that's never purchased folders from AliExpress. And the design size is 6 1/8 by, so I'm going from edge to edge there, by 4 5/16, which is just over 4 1/4. But you can cut your cardstock the same size, and then you'll get that framed edge. Can you see that? So that's what would appear on your cardstock. So I've got that one, and then I've got a roses one, which I've actually done. I'll open this up so you can have a look. I'm just moving all my bags and everything out of the way. So you can see this one is really detailed. It's really pretty. And then if I open that up, you can have a good look inside. You can see the depth of the embossing. And once again, it's exactly the same size as the other one. And then my third one, because I was thinking Christmas and jungle, so you could put hibiscus flowers with this if you wanted to, and that's this one. So it's like pine branches, or as I said, you know, it could be tropical. But once again, 3D, really thick. Just have to run them through with one embossing plate. That's what I do. Or shall I say cutting plate. Right, so the first one I made, and I did put this together as a card front, and I coloured that one in and I chalked it. So that's the first one that I did. As I said, I didn't do the trellis one because that kind of speaks for itself. And then I got this one, and I put a bit of splotchy ink into the background, but I want to finish it off now. So let's finish it off, and I will move my roses one. Just pop that over there. I'm going to put a sheet of cardstock down here because I'm hoping you'll be able to see it better. But my idea for this one was to add glitter to it, because from these like branches, I don't know if I've got that upside down. Yeah, I think I'd rather have it that way. You could have a Christmas ornament die on top, which would look like it was dangling from it. So I really like that. And I do like to use chalks when doing embossing folders because it's so easy. Now these are Jane Davenport, and anybody who watches my channel knows that, you know, I love these, and these are what I use the most. And if you can find them, make sure you grab them, because they really are not that easy to find anymore. I use these and I don't bother to clean them. I just go in with anything that looks to be a similar colour, and it usually works okay. So I want to go for this kind of mid-green, and then I think I'm going to use the darker green at the top. I'm trying to think. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go for this one. This one at the base. Yeah, so I want to get chalk in here. And what you'll see is it will cover those branches, but don't worry about that, because you can go in with a different colour chalk and it will change it. I just wanted to darken up some areas. So we're going in there. And you can just, you will see the dusty bits, can you see that? And you can just tap them off. So I'm going dark again. I want to go into this area here. You don't need to do all of it, it's just that I wanted a bit more depth of colour. And then for my top branches, I'm just going to pick this up and scoot it in my bin. Hang on a second. I want to do a paler green, so I'm going to go in, I think, with this one. And if you've got this palette, which is called Chilled, you'll know which green that is. I don't think any of them have actually got names, and I'm just scooting over the top of it. And if you want to make them much, much darker, you can absolutely do that, because I might change my mind in a minute. But I just love the, I don't know what that bit's called, the actual stem bit that runs through the centre. I thought that would be great for glue and for glitter. So I'm just getting that down. And then I want to put some glue and some glitter. But I hope everyone's okay, and I hope you're going to have a great day. Just turn that upside down again. Let's go along there. My hope is, what I was trying to achieve is just like different shades of green in this. But you still want a little bit of the white showing through, because you want kind of a little bit of frostiness. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I'm going to do that bit. And then I need to go over this again, because I'm not quite happy. And I might actually go in and go even darker. So let's have a look. Can you see? You've got all that kind of texture and stuff going on. Go in there. You can actually apply your chalks with brushes as well. Although I always feel that I've got more control with a makeup type applicator. Now I think what I'm going to do is go back into that dark green and just go down the feathered sections of some of them. And then tap it off. Now I do have another haul to share tomorrow. I've got my Christmas haul from KS Craft, so I'm going to share that. And then I've got a hospital appointment on Monday, so I'll start making from KS Craft as of Tuesday. So that's the kind of itinerary I'm working to, and if anything changes I'll let you know. I did get my blood test results last week, and those were for my leukemia, and it wasn't very good news. Basically it shows damaged DNA is what they call it. You got damaged DNA. So I'm the kind of person who rejects chemotherapy and transplants, organ transplants. So they said there are other things that they can try, and you know, but it's how far you want to take it, isn't it, really, and the quality of your life at the end of it. But I'd never realised before that people could reject chemotherapy, but apparently I have the gene that does. But each day as it comes, that's what I say. Right, now I feel that I've got lots and lots of different colours going on there. So I'm going to tap that off again. Lots and lots of shading. I really like that. It looks kind of icy frosty green. Now let's just scoot that bit in the bin. I'm sure some of that just went on the floor as well. But now I'm going to put my chalks away and just use my glue and my glitter. But I really do like that. But I could just see an ornament, you know, cut and just dangling from that branch, and a little sentiment. So let me get my glue. I've got my bottle of glitter here, which is the vintage sparkle glitter, and I did find something that was identical to this glitter because I refilled the bottle because there was only a little bit left, and I found that on AliExpress, but that's in one of my prior haul videos. I've taken the lid off of that, and all I want to do is the stems. So I'm quite literally, you don't have to be tidy when you're doing this, because if you've got a little bit of drip, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going along just the stems of those branches, and I am being a little bit lavish with my glue because I'm hoping she says that I can pick my card up and tap it. Right, I think I've got them all. Maybe not. That's a nice big blob there. Right, here's my idea that I can pick it up and tap it. And I apologise for my camera shaking around. But now I've got some lovely nice beady drips, yeah. So I'm just going to chuck all my glitter on top. And if you've got mica, you can do that as well. One of my favourite Christmas mixes is the Ranger Platinum Glitter and white mica. It just looks absolutely gorgeous, really vintage. I think I put enough down on there. Yeah, let's give it a shake. And hopefully it doesn't look perfectly smooth, but looks nice and drippy and frosty. I'm going to go back in with that and just scoot it in the other direction just to make sure that it's all covered. Now we've got a lot of humidity here. You can see just how bent up my cardstock has gone. Although I must say I'm only using my printer type cardstock. Let's see how glittery we are. Can you see all that lovely glitter? And you could create even bigger drips with your glue, you know. If you know that that's going to be the angle, you could put some more in and have it all drippy droopy, but I quite like it like that. I'm just going to pause while I stick this back in my bottle. So trust me, while I was off camera I went and flipped it face down, but I don't know, even with the squished beady bits I still think it looks okay. Let's try and get a close up so you can see all that lovely sparkle. I think we're going to have an absolute downpour in a minute, but I really love that. I think that's a great folder. But can you see it as a summer one with a couple of hibiscus flowers and maybe one of those cheese plant leaves and a little parrot or something? You could absolutely make it tropical, but I just think it's so pretty. And then of course my Rosy Posy one, which I did yesterday while I was sitting down quietly trying to behave myself. But that is what I got for you today. I have linked these folders below, and I don't think there's many left. I think the rose one, there might only be 8 or 10 left. I can't remember the last time I looked. But do have an absolutely awesome day, and I'll be up tomorrow with KS Craft Haul. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.